Back at it again, and today's topic of discussion is the woke and how tired people are of this woke ideology that is just rampant in our society today. So that's what we're going to be diving into a little bit and just highlighting how more and more people are becoming comfortable with saying, hey, I don't agree with this. Because, you know, for a while, if you said, I don't agree with being woke, then you were canceled and like shunned off of the internet and all of that other stuff. But more and more people are becoming comfortable with saying, I don't agree with this woke stuff. But before we get into that, make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you are not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. All right, join the family. And if you haven't been following me on social media, make sure you do so. Those links are down below in the description box. Instagram, Twitter, Truth Social, Discord server, all of that good stuff is down below. And with that being said, let's dive in.
The way that the news is presented, the way that they talk about this, and then they try to thread in all the other things that are part of their case against, like, Democrats against Republicans, Republicans against Democrats. Like, they all, like, no one can just talk about one thing. You have to have this whole word soup of your stance in the world, and you got to be on this side or that side. And
well, it's because we're so close to the midterms.
I know, it's so annoying.
It's a week away.
I know.
You know, so everybody's freaking out.
I know.
Everybody's freaking out. People are mad at me because I said it's going to be a red wave, like the elevator doors open up on The Shining. And they're mad. I'm like, I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying this is what I see. Like, you got to recognize what's happening, folks. People are getting sick with this woke ideology.
People live in a dream world. And a lot of folks on the left don't like to face reality.
Crammed down everybody's fucking throat.
It's the worst.
And if you don't think that's the case, you're probably on that. You're on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
You don't think there's something really wild going on.
What's sad is that I used to really be so scared to talk about this stuff, and like now I'm at this point where like I got nothing to lose. I mean, like I don't. It's just like having logical conversations around this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Feelings are not facts. Like they're not. And
facts.
The way that,
yes, ma'am.
You know, people are running rampant with their emotions and ruining their lives as well as others, you know, is so dangerous. And I really, want to be able to have conversations and also be wrong and be like scientifically told that I'm incorrect, you know, around all of this stuff. But it's so.
Yeah. Now, if you're wrong, it's called misinformation and disinformation, and you're like canceled and shunned off of the internet, and your platform is taken and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just absolutely crazy. People aren't allowed to be wrong. And I put that in air quotations because are people actually wrong? Because if they were really wrong, why wouldn't you just show evidence that they were wrong instead of shunning them from the internet? I just find that quite suspicious. And I know a lot of you do as well. That just proves that there's something more to the story. Like, they're literally telling on themselves by canceling folks that say certain things. Like, you're proving that you're hiding something. Because if you weren't, you would just prove that that person is wrong. Like she just said, prove to me that I'm wrong through science.
Sad. I mean, people are so angry and you know, yeah, it's just social contagions and mental illness.
It'd be really weird if we find out this was engineered. It'd be really weird if we find out that foreign countries have been infecting.
I'm sure
media.
it is. I mean, like, think about it. Like, think about how wrapped up, how easy it is to get wrapped up and not be exactly sure what thoughts are your own from looking at your phone.
Yeah.
You know?
And to have a group of people that you identify with that have a very specific ideology that they support. And if you're on that side, you must support that ideology.
Right.
So when certain things come up, you just say, yes, this is what I'm supposed to say. And you haven't thought about it.
Facts.
And then quietly, when people are alone, they go, well, I don't know about this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cult.
Yeah,
that's a cult.
It is a
We've checked out several videos where people have said, hey, I've talked to, you know, this celebrity or this person over here, and publicly they say this, but behind the scenes they told me this, and this. Silent majority. I'm just saying.
Cults. It's very similar to a cult.
Yeah.
It's very similar to a lot of, you know, mental contagions, because that does happen with people. That's, you know, we're a very strange species. We're very easily influenced and malleable, and we're also like very hard lined. And like when we believe something, we want other people to believe it. We want to win that argument. Win that argument that my idea is the best idea.
I don't feel that way. I mean, I just want to have a good time. Like, I just want to, like,
Hey,
I want to give love, receive love, enjoy my life experience. If there's hard conversations that need to be had, I am not the most intelligent person in the room. So I'm going to learn and I'm going to listen. But, you know, in my own personal life experience, I can speak eloquently and, you know, powerfully on my own side of the street. But with this stuff, like, that's where, like, I love reading James Lindsay and Douglas Murray and Gad Saad. Like, they're so brilliant. And
Logical intellectuals.
Logical, critical thinking.
Yeah.
And that's where I get, like, my, you know, refreshing wave of confidence with this stuff.
Have you been paying attention to Twitter, how Twitter's now fact-checking all Biden statements?
Good.
So every time Biden says something and posts it on Twitter, Twitter's like, nope, actually that's not true. Like, this is inaccurate.
But they're doing it for...
Yeah. They can't lie anymore on a big platform like that. Can't lie. I noticed that as well. I also noticed a lot of the comments underneath, you know, his post, because we all know he's not the one tweeting that stuff. But I've also noticed a lot of the comments have changed. Before the purchase, it was like, oh yeah, Biden, and, you know, kind of cheering him on in the comment section. And now it's like, resign, quit. You know what I mean? Like, it's been like a total flip, which says something. It says that site is rampant with bots, or at least was, and they washed the bots away. Now the bots aren't there to comment underneath his post and drown out, you know, the real voices. Now the real voices are there now, and we all get to see the truth. Now, of course, there are people that are real and still comment, you know, nice things underneath all of his tweets, but it's been a little bit of a shift. And the fact that he gets fact checked is absolutely amazing, because they be lying like a mofo, you know.
For everybody too.
Yeah.
It's not just him,
Yeah.
like, which is fair. Let's keep it fair.
Which is what it should be.
But what I cannot understand is people being like, I'm leaving Twitter because without censorship, this will be the death of democracy. Are you fucking serious? Like, how dumb?
It's
But
wild.
here we are.
But it's also a thing you're supposed to say. I'm leaving Twitter because Elon Musk is evil. And then, like, yay, he said the right thing.
Yeah.
Look, having him run Twitter, I think, is going to be great. I think it's going to be very interesting.
Twitter's
to
funny
see.
again.
Yeah.
There's like all these great jokes.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about getting fucking banned for cracking jokes anymore.
Yeah, it's, oh boy. Oh, what good fun.
It's just nice to have a guy who's like a tech billionaire who has an opposing perspective and is a free speech hardliner. Because I think that's important.
Yeah.
And the fact that he, you know, literally put his money where his mouth is and purchased the biggest social media platform in the world.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking wild.
Well, there's some sort of saving grace with this, like, anti-cancel culture thing that's happening. Like, sure, fact check, that's great, but give people room to fuck up. Give people room to say, hey, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing, and let me just apologize, and I'll do better. I'll try better next time.
Human
like,
beings are very messy, you know, and depending upon who you're a different person every day. Every day you're slightly different. Every day.
Yesterday I was Dolly Parton.
Are you?
I wish.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I definitely agree with, you know, allowing people the freedom to mess up. And I feel like had there not been a cancel culture and maybe like a lesser movement, like, hey, that was wrong. You know, it was wrong. You know, hey, fix the statement. I don't feel like there would be so much pushback. Sane folks don't have an issue with apologizing. That's the way that I see it. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. Now I got another clip that I want to jump into as well. Let's dive into it. Check it out.
But it's out of control. And these kids are sensitive to the point when I was in college, when campuses were where you went to hear the other side, right? That's how you rounded things out. If there was a speaker coming that was totally on the other side than you were on anything, science or whatever, you went to listen to them because you thought, I'm going to learn how to shoot this full of holes. Now, anywhere from 15 to 30% of students think it's okay to shout down somebody you disagree with, to protest and run them off campus. You don't
I would say like 75% of students believe that.
listen to them, you get rid of them. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to see it. You don't want to have anything to do with it. They protest and yell them down. What's that about? They don't want to hear it. And I think that we're coddling this whole generation, and when they get out of school and get into the world where that's not going to happen, they're going to be competitive, we're going to have a real problem.
We already do.
Because in a global economy, we're going to fall behind. And we are behind right now. People say, well, we lead the world in math and science and reading. No, we don't.
Not even close.
We don't lead it.
Not even close.
I wrote down where we are, but we're not anywhere near the top. We're 13th in reading, we're 18th in science, we're 37th in math.
Tell them again, Dr. Phil, please.
Anywhere near the top. We're 13th in reading.
13th in reading. 13th.
We're 18th in science. We're 37th in math.
37th. The country that's supposed to be the leader of, the leader of all nations. The example is 37th in math. We couldn't even break the top 10 in any one of those categories. Can't even break the top 10. We barely broke top 15. We were 13th in what was it, reading? Like, what? How far down? I mean, like, and it's only getting worse. It is only continually getting worse. And we've checked out videos of teachers just openly admitting, yeah, I don't really teach the curriculum. We teach kids about protesting, and I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Fire these teachers immediately. Revoke their teaching license. You are not allowed to teach ever again in your life. I'm just absolutely disgusted, Anyway.
In the world today.
Where did we used to be? At any one point in time, we were number one?
Yeah.
How long ago?
It's been a generation. We've been on the slide for a good while. We're 37th in math.
So do you think this is coming from parents coddling their children, helicopter parents, those children going off to universities instilling these ideas in them that they should be able to shout down ideas that they don't agree with, and that everything should be comfortable and everyone should have everything they want and desire without any work? And then they go out into the workforce and they invade corporations with these same attitudes and become activists. And
well, you hear some professors that venture to say, we're not getting or turning out the best and the brightest for this whole variety of reasons. That means we're not competitive. And if we're not competitive, if we're not turning out the best and the brightest because we're caving, because we've got quotas to fill, or for whatever reason, then where's that going to leave us? And this wasn't caused by the pandemic. It was exacerbated by the pandemic. And, as I say, you're not going to get kids that have a lot of self-confidence, that have a lot of self-worth that have made these attributions. And right now, the millennial generation is the loneliest, most emotionally impacted out of all the generations right now. They are lonely. They don't have friends. Followers aren't friends.
Facts.
And if you haven't gotten out in the world and you don't have the confidence to get out there, you're not going to do well.
Yeah, it's a strange combination of factors that. But one of the things that disturbs me the most about it is that I don't see a way to turn it around, other than some sort of a disaster where people are forced to come together. Like I remember the shift in the country after 9/11, and the only thing that I felt positive about was like, wow, all of a sudden America feels united. Like there were so many people driving down the street with American flags on their cars. I mean, it was almost more than there were not in Los Angeles, which is a very liberal place. And I remember thinking maybe things like this are important just to sort of snap people back to a healthier baseline, to put people back into, to give them a perspective. Like we are really all in this together. And if something like that does happen and it unites people and they get together and they realize, hey, we're all working together towards a goal. We want to keep our families safe. We want to keep the world safe. We want to be able to pursue our dreams and do what we want to do. And if something comes along that stops that, we have to kind of unite together to make sure we put everything back on track.
I get what he's saying, but I don't think that's necessary. I think it comes down to the schools. You fix the schools and you fix society. Because at the end of the day, if you fix the beginning part of the chain, you know, of this assembly line, then what's churning out will obviously change. And, you know, it's not going to be an immediate change overnight, because obviously those students that are in those schools that you fixed and you're not allowing this woke crap to be taught to them anymore, they still have some time to grow up and, you know, get out into the real world. So it's going to take, you know, 15 to 20 years to actually reap the benefits of it. But I think that is the way to get out of this. I don't think you need a tragedy. I understand what he's saying. You know, after if there was like a major tragedy that happened, like the Twin Towers, you know, if something like that were to happen again, part of me feels like we would come together and people would snap back and realize the truth, and we are on this boat together. But then part of me, you know, sees what's happening, you know, and thinks that, especially the left, they'll point to the right and say, hey, it's their fault. It's their fault this tragedy happened, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, they'll just be even more finger pointing instead of, hey, let's come together and let's fix this issue type situation. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments section. It's so refreshing to see that people are saying no to this woke stuff, and people like Joe and Dr. Phil and the other young lady that we saw are openly talking about saying no to the woke stuff. Because there was a point in time where you'd be canceled for that. You'll be canceled. We'll shun you from the internet if you don't agree with the woke mob, right? And you see the woke mob losing its grip on society. You know, they're hanging by their fingertips, like they're scratching and clawing, trying to hang on with everything. And obviously, this administration is continually trying to, you know, claw back away, saying just the most ridiculous things. Oh goodness, if you guys get these people in office, things are gonna go down the drain really, really quickly. And it's just like, come on, stop it with the nonsense. Stop it. You know, and hopefully somebody records and saves those videos of a lot of these folks on the left, you know, saying that things are going to be, you know, the worst of the worst, and, you know, Hillary's talking all these making all of these crazy statements. Oh, it's all going to go down the drain. You're not going to have food to eat. Your kids will all be arrested. Hopefully somebody in society is saving those videos So 2 years from now, or a year and a half from now, we can all bring those videos back up. Remember, you guys were fear-mongering all of us and saying, hey, this was going to happen. Doesn't look like it happened. And you said this was going to happen. Didn't happen either. And this was going to happen. Nope. Remember you said after we elected all of them that this was going to get a lot worse because of them? No. Fact of the matter is, it was going to get worse regardless because you already set it on that trajectory. So that was a lie too. I can't wait for that moment. That is going to be a glorious moment because you know that's all they're going to do. And come 24, fearmonger once again. We've seen the playbook, and it's a shame. It's a shame, and it needs to be called out. And I'm a forgetful person, so hopefully y'all save those videos, and then around that time, y'all remind me like, hey, remember they were fearmongering us? Here's all these videos. I'm just saying. That would make some great content, and what are they gonna say? They've got no argument against it. They automatically lose that debate and look foolish. Okay? But as always, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.